Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's December 22nd, 2023, and hooray, the days are going to start getting longer now, and it's overcast and cold outside, still below freezing. And what I wanted to do was take a fly around the front yard of our property and take a look at things and make plans for next year. So that's what we're going to do now. So here we go. So right ahead of us here is, right ahead of us here is the aviary with the building structure. That's an outdoor kitchen area here. The fencing is on the left side of our screen. We're flying over our garage and we're heading north toward up the driveway here in just a second. I'm just going to gain some altitude. Our neighbor's property is over here to the side. The main road for this property is right up here ahead of us. We'll be looking at 5 different swale systems. One here, the sediment collecting canal system. Second one here, third one, fourth one, and fifth one on the right side of the driveway here, to the east of the driveway. We're just going up the driveway a little bit here. There is a significant wood chip pile over on the left lower hand corner of the screen. We'll drop down in altitude and just take a look at the pile. Nothing spectacular, but I have to get used to flying the drone again since it's been about a year since I've flown it. And so the truck's back in, dump it right over here. Started getting pretty soft here as we got so much rain here and snow recently, so I think they're done for this season, dropping it off. Along the fence line here, I put this fence in about 20 years ago. It is cedar and pressure treated posts and all, but that's all decomposing right now. And you could see some of the tree tubes in the background, all different tree tubes around here. Thea and I just planted a whole bunch of Chinese chestnut trees, pawpaw trees, and some persimmons trees as well. So they're all up in here as well. So, and then a whole bunch of maples here, another big ash right here on the left side of the screen. Along the property, along the road here, we have lots of different spruce trees along there and some maples as well. Our well house, and we had to have that flushed not too long ago, is right in the center of the screen right now. And all along the fence line, as this wood decomposes, there's a hugelkultur pit along the whole system. And there's black currants and oak trees, high bush cranberry bushes, Jerusalem artichokes, and so on and so forth all along there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to fly along the north side of the property, which will be on the left-hand side of the screen, and heading east. Eastward is uphill. First swale system that collects water off of the roadway. The water drains down the road towards our house, gets collected in the first part of the first swale here, and then the swale actually jumps up here and gets deeper here. So we're actually flying uphill, so we direct the water uphill. It goes down this swale, connects with the second swale, and we'll go around here in a minute, and we'll see where it goes to pond 2 in a few minutes. This is the third food forest area here. You may be able to see some of the trees that I transplanted here, but I just got done doing lots of earthworks in here, and it is one muddy, muddy mess. You'll be able to see the remnants of swales that cut across here that I originally put in years ago. And if you go back and look at some of our old swale, pond swales and canals videos, you'll be able to see those. Now they're hugelkultur, superficial hugelkultur pits. This is pond 1 that we're flying over now. We're actually about to fly over a peninsula, which has the large weeping willow tree. And this goes to the eastern borderline of our property, Row Road. It's an abandoned road that just ourselves, the other property, which is a mining operation, and as we fly here, we would be heading on to the mining operation, but we don't do that. We turn here and we look south, and this road runs to the next road over, Honey Hill Road, which we own the new property on Honey Hill, and they're all connected. So there's also our neighbor's property right here that we own the property around our neighbor, and pond 8 is behind their place, And we've worked all around here. You've seen videos if you've been watching the channel for a while. So pond 1, recently in a video, I talked about how pond 1 actually dumps into the forested area here. It'll be at the lower right-hand corner of the screen. You'll see that there's a spillway put in there. And then over in this area, I mentioned that there were 2 vernal pools. And in between the vernal pools, I'll be putting in a pond area. So I'll be working around in this area, finding which trees I can save, which trees are not going to survive long term as well. But we'll look at this area here a little bit more closely in a couple of minutes. But again, this is pond 1. This is a swale system, the first swale system off of the roadway. We're directing it so downhill is ahead of us. And so our driveway is over there, and it used to be water used to just flow down over the surface of the property, gather in the driveway, and then come down and flood towards our house. So what we did do is we put in the swale system, so as water comes off the roadway, it gets collected in this swale system, dumps into pond 1. And then as it comes down the driveway, it dumps into pond 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we'll go over those in a couple of moments. This is a dug well system right in this location. There's a bit of water around it because the earth is bermed up around it some. So this whole area I'll be working on in future videos. This is one of the vernal pools that we've talked about. So I'll be moving things around as I do the earthworks in here and making sure that we have 2 vernal pools in this forested area, as well as 1 additional pond. We're just flying over the tops of these trees right here. These are all, the tallest trees in this area are about 85 feet tall. So this is pond 2 here, and we'll be able to look at our swale system. So this is a sediment collecting canal system. This is first swale system, second swale system, third swale system, fourth swale system, and fifth this is the 5th one here rather. So we're just, and this is the whole 3rd food forest area. It's very difficult, but there's a whole bunch of trees that I just transplanted all in the 3rd food forest a short time ago. This is pond 1 again. We're over the forested area. And we're going to look around. This is one of the vernal pools here. We're going to fly over a little bit closer here, but I've got to go up a little bit in elevation because these trees right in here are about 95 feet tall. So I've got to jump up a little bit higher here. Okay, you can see the neighbor's property at the top of the screen. This is a vernal pool here, and we have wetland areas. So this is the property line right in this location. So I have this whole area to work with to decide, all right, how can we get through here and put in a couple of natural or man-manipulated vernal pools in here and put a pond in to direct the water so it doesn't collect in the neighbor's property. It doesn't get forced over to the other property on the other side of Row Road, and we can control it. So recently I showed a video with pond 8, which is at the top of the screen here, the little looks like an S. This is part of the neighbor's property. This is our property line right here, the roadway I put in when I dug pond 8. And you can see how wet it is here. Well, this is the area. It used to be much wetter. This whole area was pretty wet. And I just put a drain pipe in here, within the last week or so. And so that drains a lot of the neighbor's property here into here. And so one of my goals is to control the flow of water, control the mosquito population, those sorts of things. So pond 8 drains down this path here and goes into pond 3 down here. So we have a couple of different inlets. We have 3 different inlets to pond 3. It has an island in the center. This is a bioremediation canal system here. This is a sediment collecting canal system or swale system in this area here, going around the gardens and the house and the buildings. This is the roadway, really muddy here. This is where the oak trees are planted right here for prolonged activity. This is where the horseradish plants are planted. And here we are, this is pond 2. So as the water comes down across the third food forest and from the roadway, it's going to feed into Pond 2 or go directly into the sediment collecting canal system here. This is a spillway for Pond 2. This whole area is hugelkultur pits, and I've been over that in previous videos. This is the spillway I showed the other day when I was on Pepe, coming from the third food forest into this Pond 2. Here you can see it drains over in here. So this swale system here, or sediment collecting canal system in front of the house, collects the water from the driveway if the other swales don't pick it up. So this is where the sediment ultimately goes in. This is a very shallow end. As it goes around, it gets deeper and deeper. That's why all the marsh plants are in this area. A whole line of different trees here you've seen. This swale system here dives underground to go to the sediment collecting canal system. This is the swale system here you've seen. These are the 2 rows of hazelnuts. Another swale system here, and this is the main swale system that collects off the roadway. So we'll fly back over towards the west side of the northern part of the property. Again, this is where the drilled well is. This is where the hugelkultur pit is, going all down the property line, oak trees and berry bushes, and we have a whole bunch of pawpaws and persimmons and Chinese chestnut plants planted all along the property line here and right below us as well. So I think I pan up a little bit right about in here so we can see the perspective. I'm backing up a little bit now, heading north, backing up. So you can see down the driveway here. And what I'm going to do is just make the drone continue to look south, but sway to our left-hand side, so you can see as we're going east to our left. The first swale system is really right down here at the very bottom of the screen. Second one is right here. Third one, fourth one, and then fifth one. All of these swales, they are actually going uphill, but they dive deep and they swirl around and collect into the Pond 2. This is the third food forest. You might be able to see some of the trees as we're going along. You may be able to see some of the darker areas where the old swale systems were in here years ago. And here's the remaining swale system that drains off of the roadway to Pond 1. That whole third food forest area is all hugelkultur pits, logs and trees buried beneath the surface of the ground. 14 years ago, this was all big bony gravel. It wouldn't support any life at all. No soil, no topsoil at all up in here. And lots of, there was stone wall in here and really bony area. So this has turned out to be a very productive area, but I decided to remove the additional swales. We no longer need those. The ground maintains appropriate saturation during the droughts now. And we're mitigating any potential heavy rainfalls. When we get 4 inches or more in a few hour period, all of these swale systems will handle any water and keep them from going off the property and keep them from going and flooding out our house. So there's reasons for all of this. Now, as all of these swales dump into different ponds and all, they collect in this sediment collecting swale system here. And it's very shallow right here, just like 8 inches below the surface of the ground. It gets to be about 19 inches or 20 inches here. Once we get down close to 3 foot, you could see there's less plant life growing in here because it gets much deeper, and it gets about 5.5 feet deep here. And then this all the sediment will collect in this area, and later on I can go in with the excavator, dig out that sediment, and use that soil in different parts of the property. As the water comes down, it overflows the roadway here, and it's cut in such a way that this water feeds into a bioremediation canal system which connects Pond 3 and Pond 4. So Here's water from the sediment collecting canal system making its way down into the bioremediation canal systems, and you'd see there's marginal zones on each side of the bioremediation system. And then around pond 3 and pond 4 there are significant marginal zones which help with the bioremediation. That's removal of any organic waste products, breaking things down to inert or beneficial basic organic elements, and or the elements from the periodic table. So this is pond 3 again. Now pond 3 is going to drain back out, so we'll be turning around here and looking. There's one of our gazebos here. I haven't gotten to sit in this gazebo, I don't think, in 3 or 4 years now, or longer. Our roadways are pretty muddy right now because our soil has built up so much over time. So I need to rework all of our roadways. You can see some of the gardens and our house and the different buildings here. Sediment collecting canal, pond 2 up there, pond 8 up here, and directly below us the bioremediation canal system that drives under the driveway and then goes into pond 4 right here. And pond 4 also has a small, the honey hut is to the far left of our screen. A nice sitting area out here. Again, I haven't sat out there in a couple of years. Gonna have to do something about that. And then pond 5. This is a pond that leaks some, and we're heading west as we're driving in this direction. This is a swale system I showed in a recent video. It goes down between, in the first food forest, goes down to the almond trees and the various trees of the forest as well. An island in the middle of pond 5. This is the one that I've tried patching with cardboard and wood chips and all. This is all bony gravel in this area, old stone wall all along the left side of our screen here, and the neighbor's fields on the other side. And we'll see the, this is a swale system that goes around in case water comes down the property line. I collect that water, bring it down around here. Here's the greenhouse. You can see some of the potted plants in there. The blueberry areas in here, the thornless blackberry plants, and the workshop here as well. The garden beds all around in this area, and the outdoor kitchen far to the left. And I think that's about it for this video. I thought it was a very overcast day, very, very cold, but I thought I'd share with you an overview of this part of the property. If the weather permits and the wind isn't too bad, I'll be shooting some more video showing you other locations as well on the property and on the new property. So we'll see. We've got a little bit more time now since things have calmed down. So if you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. We'd appreciate a thumbs up or a share if you find this video of value. We always appreciate your input. Thanks so much for watching, and have a safe and productive day, and stay warm. It's a cold day out there. Take care now, folks. Bye-bye.